What is up, home workout and bodyweight exercise fans? In today's video of Homemade Muscle, I'll be answering one of your questions. Specifically, Roy asked me, how deep should one go during dips? He saw me in my previous videos doing dips and going a lot deeper than 90 degrees of elbow flexion, which is the typical recommended advice people who give advice online. And he was wondering, what is up with that? So not going below 90 degrees in dips is not bad, but it's also not good. It's basically a question where the answer always depends. What does it depend on? Shoulder mobility. If you have adequate shoulder mobility, you can go a lot lower than 90 degrees and have no problems. If you don't, if you have like really bad shoulder mobility, you've never done like mobility drills, you're doing too much pushing exercises and your shoulders are rounded, either also from bad lifestyle choices like sitting all day on an office, stuff like that, it's pretty easy to damage your shoulder. I'll give you another example. When it comes to squats, deep squats are not bad. They can be really good as long as you have enough mobility. Otherwise, you're just gonna do them with bad form. You'll be rounding your butt. You'll be causing lower back injuries and stuff like that. So you can see, the answer to these questions usually depends. So how the hell should you know, how deep should you go? Well, there are two very simple advices you can keep in mind. Two simple mind to muscle cues when you're doing the exercise. And keep in mind, you have two versions of dips. One version is you're a little bit more straight, and the other one is you're a little bit more leaning forward. So the first one focuses a bit more on triceps, and the second one focuses a bit more on chest. When you're doing tricep dips, go as slow until you feel a light stretch on the shoulder. And when you're doing chest dips, go as low until you feel a light stretch on your chest. Once you feel that, stop there, pause, and go push yourself upwards again. You should never feel your shoulders getting too stretched in both versions, and you should focus on that mind to muscle technique to be sure that you pause at the point where you're not over stressing the body, the joints, the ligaments, the connective tissues. So these are two simple cues you should be focusing on. Of course, if you're doing the exercise really fast, banging reps to do like a dip, to break a record, the dip record or whatever, you won't be able to keep really to be really aware of that, and you might cause problems. So if you're doing something like that, keep it around 90 degrees, I would say. But if not, you can increase the range of motion, and by increasing the range of motion, you can also improve the mobility in your shoulders, because when joints are loaded or under stress, under weight, it's a really helpful way to increase your mobility in them. As long as you do it gradually, you don't stress it too much. Also, one more thing, when you're doing dips, in order to focus on building your chest, going underneath a certain point also takes the tension away from the chest. So, if you don't care about mobility and stuff like that, and you're mostly focused on, building that big, strong, lean marble chest, I would say that, focus a lot on that mind to muscle connection and see which is the point underneath, that you go below, basically, where the tension leaves the chest and goes to the shoulder. Because besides not being that good for your shoulder, it's also going to keep you back from, focusing on getting that really deep muscle fiber stimulation. So that was today's video. I hope it helps. Leave me your questions below for next week's Q&A, and until next time,